Let's see. Ah, right, we're live. It's been a while. It's been quite a few weeks actually since I've gone live. People ask me sometimes, well, when are you going live? And I don't really have a fixed time. If for when I go live, it is pretty much when I have something to say or whinge about or basically it's something to put out there. I don't really have a fixed schedule, like once a week or any of this lot. We've got a few people already joined us. Okay, if you lost a couple there. Okay, if you want to put a quick message in there, you get a quick shout out if you like. Let me know that you're there. Anyway, so yeah, I was just saying that it's basically when I've got something to whinge about or something to talk about the week's events or the month's events in my life or what's going on in the world, and how I would fix it if I had the opportunity. Okay, that's good. If anybody's got any subjects that they want me to throw my 2 cents in, about the topics, go right ahead. I've got a few bullet points here, which I don't normally do. Which in my little purple book here, which I don't normally do. Normally I have one or two subjects in my head, and then I sort of wing it. But okay, anybody? There you go. Good. Thing is, that's the other topic that I was going to mention. Oh, Mystic Genie, hello to you. Yeah, I haven't been able to make many videos in the last few weeks because my camcorder is buggered. Right. Thing is, it's about maybe 2.5 years old, and as you can imagine, I've been using it a lot. And this particular model, I can't find a replacement. I think it's the battery. The battery won't charge probably. And last week I managed to get it working out of the blue. So I managed to do that wok. What was I doing? Chopped hot dogs with rice and egg. Anyway, I managed to film that, and then it was a week later before I managed to post it because like I say, the camera is just screwed. What's the updates? Oh, Rick R. So hello to you from New Mexico. Oh, that's interesting. Hello to you from New Mexico. So I'm going to be looking out for a new camcorder. Actually, if anybody's got any suggestions of a brand of camcorder, within just a few hundred quids, not don't want a really expensive one. If anybody want to help me find one, all it needs is to be, this one's 4K, so probably not less than that. 4K, that's the pixel, 48.0 megapixels, like that. There you go. That's what. Anyway, yeah, the trouble is I've been looking for a replacement battery for it. They're non-existent for that particular model, but it just has to have a pause button. This has a touch screen thing, which is a bit awkward sometimes if your fingers are a bit wet or you've just washed your hands. It's difficult to navigate the touch screen, but it needs to have a pause. That way, because I don't really edit any of my videos. I just film a little bit, stop, rearrange the camera, or do some bit of cooking, turn on the camera. So just on and off like that. Pause button. So, but yeah, I'm going to be looking on eBay and all kinds of things. To see if I can get a replacement. Let's see. Downstairs door. All right, Missy. Oh, Mystic Genie must be talking to downstairs dog. Downstairs dog says hello. Hello to you, downstairs dog. Thomas Chapman. Hope you keeping well, Mark. Yeah, not too bad. I've changed. I say changed jobs. I'm within the same company, but changed buildings. Some of you, I can't remember if I mentioned several weeks ago. I was doing several months in a factory where like packing items. The conveyor belt sends these big totes, these big plastic boxes down, and inside are items that people have ordered. My job was to take them, the individual items, wrap them up, just put them in a box with some bubble wrap and all that. Slap a label on it and send it off. But the downside is, I mean, it's all good and well. They're paid well, but the downside is, see, I'm not suited for standing still or sitting still for great lengths of time. And what I noticed was, like at the end of the shift, pretty much all the way through the shift, actually, back hurts, the knees hurt, the ankles. Oh, it's a bastard. So what I done, I got a transfer back into my old building, the one where I mentioned before months ago, last year, that humping big televisions and mattresses. I'm back in there, which is great. I don't hurt half as much now. I mean, the weight is. I mean, I enjoy the lifting of the heavy weights anyway. Gives me a bit of a workout. Gets to work on the guns. But the weights are heavy, but you're moving around constantly. So I don't. So I'm not standing still and hurting. Oh man, it used to be really bad. Sometimes you could be hobbling along trying to get to the out gate because your feet and knees hurt so much. Let's see. What was it? Hi Mark, great finally seeing you live again. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've done a live. Good to be back. Paul Villis is in the house. Gold Dalek Who, what model camera are you looking to find a battery for? Right, well, actually, I don't, well, actually, let me see. Right, well, the thing is, this, okay, well, the battery that goes on this is ActiForce. I don't know whether that means anything, but the model number NP-FV5 plus PLUS. Battery pack 3.7V 2500 MAH. Yeah, that's about all the details. I mean, I've actually punched these details into YouTube, eBay, and it's come up with similar ones, but not what like not ones that look like this, which will go onto my camcorder here. Yeah, that's the thing, because I put there you go. I put the battery in, and it's supposed to light up here, which it doesn't, because it's. Sometimes I've got to take it on, take it off. Nothing, it's a pain. Yes, so that's why I haven't been able to do any filming of the recipes and stuff, so I've got to work on getting a new one. But yeah, like I say, if anybody knows of a brand, I need to have a pause button though, because like I say, I don't do any editing, and it saves me doing it. The thing is, I'm of the school of video maker, where I figure, what the professionals, I think Spielberg or somebody said, edit in the can. Okay, so basically, you don't film crap that you don't need. You just film stuff that you do need. So that's why I film some stuff. I stop, turn the camera, do a bit of cooking, and then restart to film. Yeah, Mystic Genie, aerobics is the answer, which is great, but It's it's just a lot of standing around. It's you got to do a lot of the thing is to be standing around all day. You need to do a lot of exercise, and bending and all that lot. Just to Mark Mullet's in the house. Good to you for you to join. Thank you. Uh, Gold Dalek Who? What is the camera model? Uh, Actually, you know what? Yeah, the thing is, I've got the box around here somewhere, and I think this is it. Yeah, this is the box that it came in. 4K camera. And it doesn't really. Let's see, photo. Sorry, this is this is going to be a bit of a all right. Digital zoom, white balance, output, display screen. It doesn't really say much of a description on here. Anyway, but that's what that looks like, for any. But yeah, there's sod all information on it. All right, so I'll have to. If I can't get a battery, I'm going to have to buy a new camcorder, which is busted, right? Because I spent a couple £100 on that one. It's only, it's lasted a couple of years. Beans swag, hello, Mark. Remember when we met 15? Beans swag. Hello, Mark. Remember when we met 15 years ago? Have we worked together or 15 years ago? All right. Well, I would have been 35. Let's see. I think I had the video shop then. Anyway. I suggest a GoPro, Mark. Not exactly cheap, but sounds exactly like what you need. Yeah, you know what? Somebody suggested that, a GoPro, because I could probably sellotape it to the cupboard door, right? And I don't know, and filming, what I'm doing. But also I can sellotape it to my crash helmet, which I need to buy because I got one of those electric scooters on order. So hopefully that'll make some good videos. Me scooting around. I got one of those high, those electric, scooters that, like here in Milton Keynes, there's a couple of countries, a couple of companies that rent them. There's an orange one, there's a green one. And basically you have one of those fancy phones, and you scan the barcode, and it charges. Anybody know how much they charge for those? Somebody said they charge by the minute. Somebody told me they charge by the mile. Anyway, I've got one of them on order. Repair. Mark. Well, Mark, have you ever tried anything from Snackster's range? I don't know. I've possibly Snacksters. I've possibly had some little chicken pieces, which weren't all that brilliant. But that was a while back. I don't even know what brand they are, but they sound sort of familiar. All right, Dalek, who is it? Zoom.com. I don't know what any of that. Oh, Jesus. 5EF98. I'll tell you what. That's the manual. I don't know. Maybe you can at some point, afterwards, maybe freeze frame on that if. I'll try and hold it steady. Yeah, you can freeze frame on that afterwards when the thing's done. That's all the information. There's not a lot that I can see on there that's any use actually. There. Anyway. Mr. Beans touches. The FMC repair. The SJ4000 action camera is a cheaper alternative. Pretty good too. Interesting. Yeah, because what I'll do, I'll look at another camcorder, or I'll look at a GoPro, I guess. Thing is, it's got to be really simple, right? Because even this one, I had to have somebody show me how to bloody, but yeah, I'll look at either one, whichever one does a good job, which is the easiest to use. Bean Swag Mark, have you heard of the DN settings on the camera? DN, no, I don't know what DN settings on the camera is. But the thing is, it used to work fine, and then after a while, what used to happen was, I would have to take the battery off, put it on, take it off, take it off, put it on, and then all of a sudden, it would work, and I could do some videos. And then after a while, I would have to put it in my shirt pocket for a while, and the body heat would warm up the battery, and then put it on there, and then it would work perfectly. Nowadays, it just doesn't want to work at all. It's a pain. It's just the thing is, it shouldn't be that it's overworked. It used to get used pretty much most days, but only for sort of it'd be on for about sort of half an hour at most. If I'm doing a roast, it might take be physically on recording. It'd only be on be recording for about sort of 10, 12 minutes, but on standby for a total of like 40 odd. Downstairs dog, do you have the cab module? I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what a cab module is. I've just read the side of the box, and it says all the the zoom and all these stats and that, but nothing seems to be of any. Was it TSC? TIE RSY, TSC just dropping in. Hello. I don't know what II is playing at. Shropshire Lass says, I haven't seen you for a while. No, I haven't been around. I haven't been making any videos because the camera's buggered. I might do while I'm sort of trying to get a new camera. I might start doing a few more regular live streams. Trouble is, I have to fit them around my schedule, because I do get days off of this new job, of course, but but the thing is, it's not like like cooking where I can just do several, do several different topics. When it comes to the live streams, it's all about what's going in the world, in my life, in the world, and on the news or whatever else. So I can't be doing them too regular because there's bugger all to talk about. Okay. Right. Actually, you know what? I've actually been doing some thinking. Like when you go around when you're doing your job and you sort of zone out because you do the job a while and so not an autopilot, but you pretty much you don't have to be focused, like some anyway, I've got to think, start running through the problems in the world, as you do, and you listen, and I've made a few notes. I've it's regarding, because I've been watching quite closely the American news on the YouTube. In particular, the rioting, the Black Lives Matter bullshit, the Antifa troublemakers, all that stuff. I've been watching that, and the riots and the policing and the presidential goings on with Trump and Biden. And I was thinking, about I'll tell you, because there's been some interesting videos, which reminds me, but maybe somebody has seen it. I swear to Christ, I mean, I like to laugh at stuff sometimes. I don't go around laughing like an idiot, but when I find something funny, that's and there was several videos on YouTube. Let me know if you've seen it. Picture this, right? The camera, it's in the street, an American street. You've got your police on the right. You've got your rioters on the left. The cameraman's in the middle on the sidewalk, on the pavement. And what he's doing, he's filming, because what he's doing, he's seen a guy in the middle of the road with a petrol bomb in his hand. So what he does, he's got a camera on him, and then he's thinking, right, well, I tell you, we've got a good bit of footage here. He pans over to the police, waiting for the explosion of the petrol bomb on the police, because that's what he wants. But all of a sudden, the light on the, that's shining on the police brightens up, as if a spotlight has gone on them. And then he realizes, oh fuck, pans the camera over to the guy, and the guy has dropped the petrol bomb and set his own feet on fire. Now he's dancing around the road, from two different angles. One of them looks like he's goose stepping, like like the Germans. He's goose stepping at one point, but then at a side angle, because there's two different camera angles, he's waving his feet, like a little kid, because his trainers are on fire. And if that wasn't funny enough, what they've done, a load of people have taken that footage. It's about 2 minutes long, something like that, 2.5 minutes. People have taken the footage and added music to it, like Johnny Cash, Burning Ring of Fire, Elvis Presley, like Lord Almighty, my temperature rising, like this, while he's dancing around. He's running across the road, and he's rolling on the floor, trying to put himself up. Anyway, it's so funny that the Bee Gees, Staying Alive. Oh, so I actually put some of them in my favorites so I could go back and have a good laugh about it. And then after about a week, the fuckers got taken down. YouTube. I mean, the thing is, I was thinking about it. At first, I thought it was YouTube being the fucking assholes that they are. But then it dawned on me, maybe it's for copyright issues because of the music, maybe. But if anybody's seen them, you'll know they were so funny. I swear to Christ, I must have watched 8 different music versions of it. It's the same footage, but they've put different music on it. It was okay. What's going on here? Okay, nobody's talking on the subject. Anyway, so yeah, it was funny as hell watching this stupid bastard dancing around the street with his trainers off. And and I've actually seen this before. When not that, but well, yeah, I've seen a few other Antifas set themselves on fire. They try and launch a petrol bomb at a fucking house, and they pop it and set their own legs on fire, and then they're bouncing down the stairs. But I've seen other ones where silly sods, namely, mostly school kids, what they'll do, they think it's funny to, put petrol fluid in the hand and light it and all the, and all this lot. And what I've noticed is that, and it's the exact same thing happened with this Black Lives Matter Antifa rioting that I just mentioned with the soundtrack behind this guy getting set on fire. Is that where, everybody starts thinking it's a great idea to bring petrol bombs to a riot because they figure it's fun to throw petrol bombs at the police, but none of them think far enough ahead to bring a fire extinguisher. Okay, so what happens is the guy sets his feet on fire. He's dancing around the street like a stupid fucker, rolling around. Everybody's and the answer to that is, and actually, the funny thing is, there was 500 people in the street, and 3 people actually lent him a hand. And their version of lending a hand was to stomp on him to try and put the flames out, stomp on him with their feet, and bash him with bin lids, which they were using as shields for riot purposes, bashing him with oh yeah. So anyway, he's getting beaten with bin lids, trying to put his feet out, for them being on fire. Other people are stomping on him, thinking that's a good idea. You got one guy sprinkling half a bottle of water on him. He's going all over the place. He's not going anywhere near his feet. Oh boy. And then he managed to get his trainers off. One goes over here. And in the end, it was the police officer that came over. One of the riot police officers sprayed him down with a fire extinguisher. So there you go. They're looking to ban the police, and the police are all pigs and all the rest of it, all that horse shit. But it was the policeman who came and put this silly bastard out because he was burning for about a couple of minutes while his so-called comrades in the riot, we're trying to beat him with bin lids, and it's funny to watch, how they think that doing a what was it? Somebody described it as doing the line, to trying to put out a fire by, doing a line dance on him, 4x4, yeah. Yeah, nothing funnier in this world than a lefty with his socks on fire. It was so funny. I swear to Christ. I mean, I'm not one to burst out laughing at stuff because, quite frankly, yeah, I find stuff funny. But to laugh out loud, I haven't done that in a long time, but I was doing it non-stop, watching the whole lot. And what made it funny, aside, I mean, you've got your mixture, okay? You've got him doing the goose step, because remember, because it's from different camera angles. So from one angle, he looks like he's doing the goose step, like a Nazi. From a different angle, his legs are going outwards, like a child messing about in the puddle, in the water, like that. He's rolling on the floor. He's getting stomped on by, there's, like I say, 500 people there. 3 or 4 actually helped him by stamping on him and beating him with a bin lid to try and extinguish the fire. And that was funny. But then you put that to a background music, and there were so many good ones. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. It was, but yeah, it was so fun. And then he got taken down. I couldn't believe it. But it's part of it might be, I don't know what it was. I thought it was just YouTube, but it could be copyright infringement. Coranzo Verano Nardini. Mark, if you download the Co-op app and make a membership, you get a free luxury chocolate bar. Well, actually, I'm already a member. I don't have an app. I don't have a phone that will download an app. But I'm already a member. Which reminds me, I've been meaning, if I can get my fucking camera going. You remember? I did a series of prepping videos, and the last one was prepping by saving up the £1 stamps. You can go into the Co-op, buy £1 stamps, put them in the book, and then if an emergency happens, you're out of work, you break your foot, whatever the hell, you've got a backup supply of, anyway, I've been, but what, because I've got a key fob, which I've been, you put in, they add the credit on, 5p in every pound you spend on Co-op products. Anyway, I actually, my credit was up to 170 quid. And what I was thinking was that if I ever, if I ever, I never lose my keys, all right. But if I ever lose my, do lose the keys, or the key fob gets lost or stolen, then I'm buggered, or if some magnetic thing, I don't know if it goes near a magnet, I don't know if it fuck that up. But what I figured was it'd be, rather than being on an electronic one, which then you're waiting on you're relying on the power source to run, the tills and the lights and everything in the shop. What I figured was I would use that 170 credit to buy £1 stamps. So that's what I've been doing. I've got a load of books up there, and I was actually going to show them on video, but I can't get the thing working with the camera. But yeah, so have a look at my Doomsday Prep videos. Shropshire Lass, you seem quite happy at the moment. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I'm not too bad. I'm doing I'm working regular. I'm having to. I'm really worn out sometimes when on my days off. But yeah, I'm quite content. Plus, recalling that video of watching that stupid bastard with his trainers on fire, that makes me happy. Just recalling that. Not as happy as watching it, of course, but just telling you about it puts a smirk on my face because it was so funny. I mean, he was lucky that he's lucky that it slipped out of his hand, because if he'd have launched that at the police, the police were in in a line with their shields, that could have done some serious injury. But yeah, he goes to launch it, flies out of his hand, bang, and I mean the spread of fire must have been 8-10 foot diameter, and he was sort of like near the edge because it flung out of his hand. But yeah, it went straight on his feet. It really was funny. I think you can actually watch that if you put Portland. See what the title of the thing was: Portland, one word, Antifa fire. If you type that in, you could have brought up that the video, and you had the soundtrack. But I believe there are still videos of it out there for people reporting on it. I think the problem was that the music was on it. So, but you can actually watch it. Without the music, it'd just be a news footage. Jack James, Mark, have you watched the film Bubba Hotep? Yes, I have, and I actually have it in my collection somewhere. I believe. I don't know. I took a load of videos up to the shop to trade them in for a voucher, and I can use it on other films. So I might have got rid of it. I don't know. I hope I didn't. Because it is. Yeah. Oh no. Is that it? I can't see fuck all with that one. I haven't got my glasses on. Anyway, I don't know if I still have it, but yeah, I have watched it. It is so. I like Bruce Campbell. I like his films. I like what he does. Yeah, Bubba Hotep. It's one of those movies that sort of slips through the radar. Sort of like a diamond in the rough, if you like. Kinky Kelly's in the house. Rick R. Newt. Hello to you. What phone do I have? I have a Samsung. There you go. It's one of those. Cost 10 quid out the shop. Out the what was it called? Vodafone, I think. Ryan Evans. No, I haven't seen Chris the Butcher's Eggy Beggy Challenge. I might look into that. Sims Insider is in the house. Where are you working now? Oh, I'm working in a warehouse. The warehouse I was in before. Vogano Nardini. The co-op is so expensive. Yeah. Even their shop brands, their canned stuff. They're not the cheapest place, but you know, they're convenient. I mean, they're near, but yeah, I mean, they are expensive more expensive than other places. The Sims Insider. Mark, what's your thoughts on COVID? Have you had it? No, no. As far as I can tell, I've not got COVID or the Chinese plague, as I rightfully refer to it as. Actually, I've noticed people do act strange now, especially when you go around the shop. I was in Asda. I went to Asda earlier, and I was in the queue. You know, there was a woman in front of me. She had her stuff on the conveyor belt. I was behind her. I put my stuff on the conveyor belt. There was a guy. What it was, there was a guy. He was about 6 feet behind me. You know, with his trolley. All he had was fucking 4 cases of lager, but he was staying 6 feet away behind me. Even though the conveyor belt had moved all the way to the front where the guy is working on the till, so you got 4 feet of conveyor belt was empty. He still wouldn't approach. He had his mask on. I had my mask on. You know, just to, you know. But yeah, he wouldn't approach the conveyor belt until I moved forward to where the guy was, you know, taking the money at the till. It's strange how people do react. You know, it's not as bad as it was months and months ago, where you'd be walking down the street on the pavement, and the guy would be walking towards you, and he would go into the road to walk around you. He'd walk into traffic, you know, crazy shit. Now people don't even bother with that. You know, we have to wear them on the bus. You know, some bus drivers let people on without. Some people refuse to let people on without the masks on the bus. But you know, I wear it on the bus because we have to. Okay. Actually, right. You know, the thing is, all right, I'll get through another couple of questions. Shropshire asked, what's your favourite way to spend a day off? Normally, I like to, you know, if I got the energy to get up and I go up the city centre. You know, it's a 20-minute bus ride up to the city centre. Take my, I got one of those trolleys. You know, like old people, they have those shopping trolley things, square boxes on wheel. You know, wheel that around. I got one of those. Oh, I'll tell you what is the best money I've spent in a long time. It costs about 10, 12 quid. I got it from the market, city centre market here in Milton Keynes. Yeah, the best money. Oh, I'll tell you what, because before I'd have to be humping around I would have to gauge when I used to go shopping, because I have to hump it on the bus. I would have to gauge how much shopping I buy in relation to how much I can stuff into a certain amount of carry bags and how much I can carry for a certain distance. You know, from the shop to the bus stop. Get on the bus, get off the bus, and then walk home. You know, so I mean, but now I've got the box. I can carry twice as much with half as much effort. You know. So anyway, so that's what I like to do. I got the city centre. I'll go in the Poundland. I'll go into the several shops, have a look around, maybe get a Kentucky burger. Oh, Lee Merton, hello to you. Yeah, still alive. You know. Yeah, haven't done a live stream in a while, so I'm getting into it. George C, hi Mark, great to see you, mate. Hello, it's good to be back. That's George C. Yep, Lee Merton, I'm okay. Yeah, it's just I'm having problems with the camera, so I'm gonna have to work that out. So unless I can figure out a way to, you know, because sometimes if I plug the battery on, off, once in a blue minute it'll work. I'll try that. If I can, I'll get a video, I'll get a cookery video going. If not, I'll just do the odd live stream just to. Yeah. 4x4. Did you ever get the allotment? No, didn't get the allotment. Oh, that's a pain. You know, I'll try again. I'll try again next year. And Chris Butcher's in the house. Hello to you. All right. Right. I'll tell you what though. Okay, I've been at it. All right. 40 minutes coming up on 40 minutes. Got a bunch of people. If you like what you actually, I'm gonna I've been thinking about how how the world's gone to shit, and I've been making some notes here. Now, I see what you think about this. Okay, I have been trying to, like I say, I've been watching the riots and how all the shenanigans going on. TNT Nate H, hello to you. Been watching all the riots and how these rioters have been getting away with, well, I was going to say quite literally murder, but some of them haven't got away with it. But yeah, I mean, they're fucking murdering people in the street. If you happen to be a Trump supporter, that's licensed to shoot you dead, and that's happened. Cars getting attacked, police cars getting jumped. Again, there was another funny video. Load of blue haired fucking weirdos jumping on the police car, banging on the roof and all that, all climbing on it. Police car drove away. Silly fucker goes bang, 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 bang from the bonnet on the roof, on the back, landed on the floor, did a big spin. And the thing, and the thing is, the reaction is when something happens, when rioters jump onto a car, a police car or any other civilian car, and the driver floors it, and then some guy goes flying over the top of the car, face first on the tarmac behind the car while the driver runs off. Or when one of these troublemakers gets arrested, the reaction is, I can't believe this. What are you doing? All I did was throw a fucking brick at a policeman. I mean, what? Well, he's got a shield. He's got a fucking helmet. I mean, what the fuck? That's their reaction. And these silly bastards. And I've been thinking about the mentality of this. Okay, you know what? And I tell you what it is. Okay, it's certain. I've been boiling it down, backtracking. Okay, now it comes to certain times in history. Okay, it's partly the parents' fault. Okay, now before you start saying, "Oh yeah, well you can't blame the parents for everything," I mean, yeah, all right, it's partly the parents' fault because the parents of these new, what they call millennials, I guess. They're being too easy on the children. They're not teaching the children the word no. There is no consequences for their actions. So kids grow up thinking that their behavior is acceptable because they're not pulled up on it. Okay, they're not pulled up by the parents. Teachers to an extent, because I mean it's not 100% the teacher's fault, but they are implicit in it. But then there's also the the lawmakers, the people who decide shit, right? The ones who decided that a kid can have a medal just for showing up. Okay, it started with the sports days. What they done, they didn't want to exclude kids who come in 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 11th in a fucking running race, right? Or any other kind of sporting event. They figured, well, we don't want to exclude everybody, so we'll just give everybody a medal. Just show up and you get a medal, no matter where the fuck you come in. So, of course, then you've got kids growing up. One, why should I even bother being better than everybody else, faster, stronger, fitter, more athletically gifted than everybody else? Because we all get the same prize. Why should I fucking break my neck to be in first place when I get the same prize for being in 15th? So you've got that. The kids who just don't give a shit, they get a prize. They get joint first prize with everybody else, just for showing up without actually putting in any effort. Let me see. Yeah, they get me. Yeah, I'm having a quick look at my notes here. So medals for just showing up. So how long ago was that? All right, that was that was a few years ago. Okay, so if you take a 10, 12-year-old, even younger than that, even way younger than that. But say you get a 10-year-old when this was happening. You know, the kids don't get disciplined. They can do what they like. They're never getting called up. Plus, you get given medals for just walking through the door without actually putting any effort. You get a gold star. You take that kid, add 10 years, and then you've got 20-year-olds who are out there throwing petrol bombs at police, saying, what did I do? All I did was jump on the police car. All I did was fucking throw a stick at the policeman. That's all I, you know. And they on it. I mean, you watch the videos. I'm itching a little bit because you show. You watch the videos. They get, you know, they start throwing bricks, start throwing fucking traffic cones. They start throwing fireworks and whatever the fuck else at police. They get jumped by the police, and immediately they start crying because they absolutely don't know why they're being arrested. You've got all their fucking blue mates hanging around saying, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? All they did was, you know, they don't understand why they're being arrested, because they have never known a life where there is consequences for your actions. Okay, they've never been pulled up. And I've wrote down here, the young people have never been told no. And those people who are in the riots, who start crying and carry on because they absolutely don't know that throwing weapons and bottles and bricks at police is wrong, they've never had a punch in the face any time during their life. You know, you try any of that bullshit with anybody else, you get a slap in the mouth for it, and they've never had that. So when they get to be 20 years old and they figure, you know, and some guy starts screaming police are all racist, so then they start jumping in with jumping on the bandwagon, and then you've got a full-fledged riot on your hands. They do not know that their actions are wrong. They do not know that their actions are unlawful, and that they can do time for what they've done. You could try fucking throw a petrol bomb at a policeman. Anywhere else other than now, you'd actually be doing time. But because, but by all accounts, Biden and his team, they've been putting up bail money to get these fuckers out, back on the streets, back in the rioting group again. Plus all the millions of dollars that have been, donated to the Black Lives Matter. All the fucking delusional motherfuckers out there who are thinking, oh yeah, you know, we're sending our money to the Black Lives Matter. They're using this for bail money, so the people get arrested, they get put in the court, right? A little bit of bail money, and then you're out on the street, and they're still throwing bricks and petrol bombs the next day. That stopped for a bit when they started giving out $1 million bail bond penalties. But yeah, you see, and that's the thing. So it starts off with children not being accountable for their actions and never been told no. Then they get first prize just for walking in the door. And then when they grow up to be 20, they never had to do any hard work. They've never had to be in a place where men work, where that bullshit won't stand. Okay, you go in. And then they absolutely don't know that they figure that the police and shops and businesses for target practice for their own personal amusement to be attacking. They get arrested. They actually feel hard done by. It's because they've never been punched in the face, which is what they need. You know, to give them a wake up call. You know, to let them know that your actions. Bad actions equals a bad fucking penalty, you know? Let me see. Victim? Oh, victim, yeah. Oh, victim. They are. They're an instant victim, you know? And, you know, you can see that as well. You know, I've watched videos, right? There was... one in particular, I don't know who this guy was, a vet. He looked like he knew how to sling people around. He's in his car. He's catching a few, catching a few Zeds. He was a kip and he's sleeping in his car. A group of this Antifa, Black Lives Matter fucking wankers, they show up at his car, open his door of the car and say, "What are you doing? What's your business here? What do you?" He gets out of the car, fucking drops this kid, right? And he's screaming into this guy's face. He's, like, "Do not touch me! Do not touch me! Do you understand? Yeah, but do you understand?" He fucking dropped this guy on his fucking ass. Told him to get up. Told him to fuck off. Got in his car. Went back to sleep. Well, he was looking like he was, just relaxing back in his car. Immediately, which is something you see regularly, you hear these voices from behind the camera. "Can we get some more people down here? We got a bit of trouble." This, hoping to get some fucking backup because somebody actually stood up and dropped this bastard. And of course, 15 of them can't do fuck all about it. So they think, "Yeah, can we get some fucking blokes down here quick? We got a bit of trouble down here," because a guy actually stands up and and you see that all the time when they start attacking a car and the guy gets out with a fucking tire iron. A lot of them run, and I've actually heard them on the video. Like, somebody call the police. These are the same guys who are calling the police pigs, fascists, racists, murder. Accuse them of murder, hunting down black people. Where the fuck did that come from? And disband the police. But as soon as they about to get a whooping from a guy whose car they're attacking, immediately they're saying, "Somebody call 911, somebody call 911. And it's because they're instant victims. Like somebody just said there, they're taught to play. Yeah, TNT Nate. They're taught to play victim. They've grown up with the mentality of they're a victim, and anybody looks at them cross-eyed. Is harassment to them, and I've made another note here. This is, you see, and that's the problem as well. All right, you've got all those little problems I just spoke about. These kids grow up to be instant victims, and anybody who looks at them funny is a fucking problem, and anybody who's doesn't think the way they do is a fascist and all that lot. And then they are given what they call, and I hate doing fucking quote like those, but safe spaces. I was on the bus once. It was a year and a half ago. I was up the city centre and I was on the bus. So I'm looking out the window, and there was a minibus in the car park, and it had the words some bullshit safe space. Like, so, and it had some, if you're had a list of fucking ailments like transgender and queers and whatever the fuck, if you run around with blue hair, if you're feeling victimized, this is a safe space. You can come in and you can feel safe from everybody who's giving you a hard time. You see, you've got kids who grow up with that. Anybody who gives them a cross-eyed look, "Oh, I need a safe space," and then of course you go out into the real world. And the only time they feel safe is, like if they're a mob of fucking 300 silly sods, wreaking havoc. But then when they're on their own, or somebody comes at them who knows how to drop somebody, or comes at them with a plank of wood or a tire iron, they scatter and start calling for the police. It doesn't occur to them that they've just attacked somebody's car. That's why they're getting chased around a fucking car park. So yeah, I mean, so you make a safe space for the young kids today who don't know how to fucking deal with anything. Because yeah, I mean, like I say, they've never been told no, and they get a medal for showing up. When this doesn't happen, that's when they need their safe space. Because why don't I get something just for showing up? And why are they telling me no? I can't do this. I feel terrible, and then they need their safe space. They have this little minivan to go in. I mean, I've talked about this before, where it's a gradual disintegration of society. You've got these little things, I mean, you look at I mean, you've got your. I'm going to go off subject here, but you've got the. I was talking before about the gay marriage. Okay, what it is. I mean, I've expressed this opinion before. The gay marriage is. People are like, oh yeah, well, what's it to you who's getting married to who? But and I've explained that it is a gradual disintegration of society. Okay, you've got men marrying men, you've got women marrying women, you've got fucking all sorts of bullshit going on. I mean, what the fuck next? You marry a fucking dog? That's what's next. I mean, years ago, it was inconceivable that two men could get married. Now, it's normal behavior. What next? Another 20 years, you'd be marrying a fucking, barnyard animals. What's happening? Right. So you've got that gradual chipping away. And now you've got politicians. What was it in America? You've got certain politicians who, what are they trying to do? It's something to do with the. It's something to do with. I can't remember exactly because I'm a bit tired. It's something to do with the legal age that a man can fuck a boy. Okay, you've got like if oh man, how did it go? If they're trying to bring this into legality, into law, where if they're a certain age, then they can't be done for raping or something. They're trying to lower the ages. It's some fucking weird shit. That and you've got, what was it? There's some video out there. There's a load of bunch of girls who are. Anyway, I'm going off subject. But a whole bunch of girls and they're doing all this dancing, and I think it's called Cuties. Somebody remind me if I'm wrong. It's called Cuties. All these girls doing, like you might see on some, Britney Spears videos, all that kind of raunchiness and skin tight stuff and revealing outfits. These are like 9-year-olds or 10-year-olds or something, and it's an actual movie. And of course, all the psychos out there, all the weirdos, they're all praising the movie as artwork or art. Of course, most sensible people can see for what it is. I mean, I haven't seen the film, but I've seen, like it's been on the news channels and talk shows. And what they do, they've actually shown clips. So I'm not an expert on the movie because I haven't seen it, but I've seen a few clips in regard to, talking about how bad it is. But yeah, and I'm off subject there, but yeah, a chipping away. And I'm trying to, my notes are not all in order. So yeah, so I guess what I'm leading to, the gradual chipping away of society, which is that it comes from a lot of different directions, but it all ends up in the middle where you've got the younger generation growing up, never being told no, never having any consequences for their actions. They're shocked as hell when they do get collared. And this is the next generation. These are the people who are going to be running the country, eventually. Oh, Peter B's in housekeeping law and order. I see he's put somebody on a timeout. Toby Productions, hello to you. Broccoli Boy back again. Yeah, been well. Peter B. Yeah, sometimes I would make a video and then put it on saying, like, I'm going to go live in half an hour or something, but I can't do that because my camcorder's fucked. Chris the Butcher is not. It's not legal to fuck a boy. Is that boy as in the floating in the ocean boy? What you've written there? Oh, Shropshire lass didn't know she had an ailment. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I can't remember the full details of that. But what they would do, it was It was possibly it's something to do with lower the age, because like if I think the legal age for gays it used to be 18, and then of course the politicians for their best interest they try to 18 for gays. They're trying to lower, at least in America, they're trying to lower it down even further. That way, pedophiles cannot get um, arrested and convicted, or for trying to seek the attentions of, I don't know, 14, 15-year-olds, because the age is, they're trying to lower the age, which is great for them, I guess. I mean, who in their right mind would want to do that other than somebody who's thinking that, well, they want to fuck a 14-year-old, But that's what politicians, it's always the gay ones who are trying to, get the age lowered. Safe space, rioters, medals, just for showing up. Yeah. Oh, something struck me as funny and interesting. Like I'll be watching these shows, these like not these podcast type things. And what you've got is you've got some camera people, like journalists, sort of freelance journalists. They go into the riots and they film everything. What's happening now is the rioters, they actually recognize these filmers, the camera guys, and they know which ones are for the rioters and which ones are against the rioters, because they don't want to be filmed doing any illegal shit. So they harass the good reporters and they leave alone the reporters who are going to film them in a favorable light. Oh fuck. Yeah, and one of the reporters was talking to the camera one time, and he says he's actually seen this, where the Antifa and the Black Lives Matter are so fucked up. What they're doing, they'll be rioting, and all of a sudden, somebody will catch their eye, and all they're going to do is, he's a Nazi, he's a racist, he's a fascist, get him. And the fucking crowd dive in and rip them apart. Purely because one asshole, for whatever reason, legitimate or not, or whatever the hell, they will just point out somebody. I heard him say a racist thing. He's a Nazi. He's not on our side. He's one of them. And and they get torn apart, and it got me interested. If I'm not that I would join one of those riots or anything, but it would be I would find it pretty. If I was to go into a riot, I would go in and I would look for somebody who is actually a troublemaker, a leader type. Not so much a follower, maybe a follower, but a leader type. And then just for shits and giggles, start shouting, "He's a racist!" and watch everybody fucking pile on him and not beat him to death, but just like they do to other people. They'll see somebody in a car and they'll have a license plate or a bumper sticker. Vote Trump. And then it's like, racist, and everybody dives on the car. It's like that. I would do that on somebody who's a troublemaker in the thing, just to watch a troublemaker get a beating. Like turn the tables on them. See how they fucking like it. Let's see if people. Yeah, TNT Nate. If people can change their gender, why can't I change my race or my age? Why can't I identify as a 15-year-old Asian kid if I wanted to? I don't, by the way, just making a point. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. I've watched programs. Oh, it is so fucking pathetic. You've got men who are transitioning into women, who are going into women's boxing, women's MMA, women's running, women's weightlifting, women's karate. kicking the living Jesus out of them because they are men. But because they are sort of halfway, I guess, or whatever the fuck, the halfway through their, they are, they're in the category of women. Even though they're men, they go into the women's league and kick the bejesus out of all of them. And then they're running off with the gold medals and everything. It is a crazy thing. I've seen people, there was one in particular. This guy had to be 50 years old. He looked like he looked like a well-worn 50-year-old, looked like he worked outdoors a lot. You've seen bricklayers, people who work on building sites, they age a lot quicker because they're out in the wind, the rain, the snow. This guy looked like a hard-worn 50-year-old. He was dressed in a little blue dress. He had a wig with a ponytail. He's going, yeah. He was like acting like a fucking 7-year-old, because that's who he identified with. It was only because he won. And then you've got this stupid fucking woman and a dopey husband, I think. They were encouraging this and allowing him to be around their 7-year-old daughter. Because they figured, well, he identifies as that. So what's the issue? Like this. I mean, the guy's doing this to be around a fucking 8-year-old girl. I guess it's yes. I mean, just because people identify, I mean, what the fuck, because there is the joke that's going around. Like people will go around and they'll identify as a, like, say, someone who looked like me, for example, as a 60-year-old Asian woman, like that. But because who the fuck's going to say, I mean, yeah, this is what I feel like, whether that is true, but no, because you're what's the word? Not homophobe. I mean, like, you're prejudiced if you say anything to them. But yeah, I mean, I don't buy into any of that shit anyway. They don't get any sympathy out of me. Any of these fruitcakes. Anyway, but people know my opinion on that sort of thing. It's just craziness. It just shows that the world is turning to, it's going down the crapper. It really is. Super 23, hello to you. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I mean, it's all the only people who are buying this shit are the kids. It's like anybody from 15 to 25, I guess. I don't know, maybe a little bit older for a few of them, but it's mainly the school kids, the college kids, and some of them who have just left school who don't know any better. It's the young generation. They seem to think that this is all cool. You can be whatever you identify. You can change your mind tomorrow. I mean, they're talking about sort of like 40 odd different fucking genders. TNT Nate, you are right. I think it's also creating a space for people to become criminal. Identifying as a woman to gain access to women's changing rooms at the gym. Yeah, I mean, you see, it opens up the doors for all kinds of shenanigans. You've got your psychos, not your psychos, your deviants, who think that they are born in the wrong body and that they should be allowed in the women's changing rooms. And then you've got your basic run-of-the-mill peeping Tom or pervert type who figures, well, if I say I'm a woman, I'll go into the women's changing room, go use the women's toilets, whatever the fuck else. And then, of course, you've got your ones who identify as a 8-year-old girl specifically so they can hang around other 80-year-old girls. It's just, I mean, why isn't, it's like, it's asking for trouble. Honestly, I don't see why the lawmakers and, why a majority, well, not majority, a lot of people don't see this as a problem. It's the gradual erosion of society. Anyway, what's yeah. Oh, and I tell you what though, yeah. My last little topic I've written down here is going again with you. What they call the soya. I don't know what because they've got soya milk in their coffee and Starbucks and that. Um, I've noticed. I mean, I go around, and I'm like you're somewhere and you notice your surroundings. The amount of it's the males, because it doesn't really apply to the females, but the males, male walking down the street, you look at a kid from the age of, I guess, 15 to 20 years old, right? Young person. They look, the males I'm talking about, they look so feminine. It's like when I was growing up, there was a clear distinction. You got your men, your women, your boys and girls. Admittedly, when I was young, long hair was a well, yeah. I mean, I was born in '70, so I grew up in the '80s and '90s. But I mean, haircuts weren't such a big thing. Uh, but now I look at young people, right? They're walking down the street. The dopey ones who are on their phone while they're crossing the road. Those fucking idiots, And you can tell they're about between the age of maybe 20 years old, and that they look so feminine. They look so neat and tidy for one thing. They just look like a woman would comb their hair and make sure their shirt is buttoned up properly, and making sure they have an appearance, and the way they walk or conduct themselves, or the way they act as well. You can see that they start to be feminized, and it's so fucking weird to see. I see this on YouTube adverts as well. There's one in particular where you've got these guys, these three guys. They got to be 25 years old. The three of them. I can't remember what the name of the advert, but it's that one where you can buy an attachment for your bike, and it turns it into an electric bike, so you don't have to pedal or some shit. Just it turns the wheels so you can just drive your pedal bike with half the effort. And there's three, and it's the one where one pulls up on the traffic lights. He says, "Yes, this is a something bike," and he takes the attachment, slings it, and then in the next shot, it pans over to some guy catching it. So, yeah, this is a so and so, but I don't know. You might have seen it, but there's three guys in it. They all look like fucking girls. They definitely look effeminate. And I tell you what, it's like I'm not a criminal type, but sometimes when I see these people and they're wandering around acting all fucking, like they're effeminate, and they're on their phones, and I think to myself, if I was a criminal, how easy would it be for me to walk up, slap them, and take their phone? What the fuck would they do about it? Pretty much nothing, except cry and, well, they wouldn't better phone the police because I'd have the phone, all right? But they're, it'd be so easy because they're so fucking weak. They look weak, they act weak, they look effeminate, and they act, in not in a, they don't conduct themselves in a masculine way. It's like if you were to look at if they were behind a screen with a silhouette, you could probably tell they were male by the shape of the body, I guess. But what I'm saying is that they don't act, in a male way, in a masculine way. Anyway, so that's my rantings about what's going on in the world. What's this? Yeah, I've done the kids look feminine nowadays. Yeah, I just don't get it. Oh, anyway, the trouble is, I mean, I'm 50 now, so I mean, we've got another 30 years of this, watching the world go down a shitter, and there's fuck all we can do about it. What are we gonna do? You know, um, I tell you what though, if because I mean, you've got your lawmakers and your society is saying that these people are not doing anything wrong, and they're at, it's these people. Remember, in a space of 10 years, you've gone from your unaccountability kids, gold star just for showing up. 10 years later, their mindset is, I can do what I like, and there's no consequences. Nobody's ever pulled me up before, so I can do what I like. These are the people who are going to be running the country. And these are the people who are going to be saying to the younger generation, this is perfectly fine. This is acceptable behavior to do what Rick R. My tomatoes came out phenomenal. Oh, yeah. Actually, I've been growing some tomato plants. I trimmed them the other day. All the goodness on there. I think I might start a few more. I don't know. Anyway, look at that. I'll be going an hour and a quarter. Got a whole bunch of people. Anybody not hit the thumbs up by all means? If you like what I'm saying, if you agree what I've been saying, by all means hit the thumbs up. Tell your little buddies. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody? I mean, the thing is, identify. Yeah. Oh, sis, not a troll. Good to see you live again. Oh, not a troll is in the house. Hello. Yeah, I'll probably do another live stream in a in a I don't know, another week or two when I got something more to have anything more to say. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, I realise that not everybody will agree. I mean, sometimes I get it in the comments. What was it? Somebody Shropshire last year didn't know. Oh, there you go. Didn't know she had an ailment because I called this sort of behaviour an ailment. But you see, that's the thing. It is my point of view. What I tell people is, which I've told you people all the time. I tell the truth the way I see it. I mean, there are people with a different opinion because we can't always share the same opinion. So, of course, there will be people who disagree. But I don't ever. I say I don't ever lie. I don't lie. I don't make shit up. I just talk as unfiltered as I possibly can. And but everything I say, I actually believe. And it's partly my personality, partly due my 50 years of running around this earth. You learn stuff, you see how things happen, and So anybody want to know anybody got anything to add? Because I mean, we've been going at there you go, an hour and 18. Oh, there we go. Okay. Peter B. Society expects the male stereotype to conform to the feminine agenda. We appear to have arrived at a point where men must act like pale versions of the sex. I doubt we could ever win another war. Indeed, it is, because over the years, I mean, men have been more. You see, because men have they've become more feminized because we're living in a society where, I mean, you see it all the time on the news. When the newscaster, when the segment's over, the newscaster throws his 2 cents in, right? You can tell he's they're being super careful to make a smart mouth comment which is not going to offend anybody, which is kind of a neutral comment, one that doesn't go either way, doesn't seem racist, doesn't seem maybe, but but we're in a society where people's feelings are to be cherished. We can't offend anybody because people's feelings will be hurt. And when you live in a society like that, one, you're feminizing the peoples whose feelings are being hurt because you're giving them an excuse to be a victim. All right. And then you're feminizing the people who are doing the talking, who are possibly offending people, by making them think twice, making them censor themselves before they speak, because, oh Jesus, I've got to be real careful because I don't want to be offending anybody. So everybody's like down, everybody's really careful, everybody's, you know, and years ago when I was a kid, when this politically correctness started, not when I was a kid, but when I was, older, you got stupid shit like nursery rhymes, Bar Black Sheep. They would make a big bloody thing out of that. Um, I remember as a teenager, these bottle banks you might find out of a supermarket. They're big square structure. All right. And what he's got for like three holes in it: clear glass, brown glass, green glass. You put them in there. As a marketing ploy to get people interested in recycling the glass, they called it Ali Jam Jar. You know, bring your bottles down to Ali Jam Jar, the recycling box. It's a huge box, but it's half the size of a caravan. They called it Ali Jam Jar. The fucking Indians were complaining about that because it was racist and insulting. I mean, that was all the way back then. Ali Jam Jar. I mean, it's a funny sounding, yeah. They call it Ali Jam. Ali Jam Jar. But no, they seem to think, that they all of a sudden figured that they could be victims. So yeah, that's good for us, So they go complain. They get on the fucking news. Oh, it's a big thing. And there was a movie. There was a what was it? There was a movie theater or a bingo hall. Oh, yeah, I'm getting off subject again, but yeah, there was possibly a bingo hall or a movie theater which had some kind of name. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, but again, they could play the victim and get themselves on the news. But then when you've got because you've got people who are trying to censor themselves, and you've got the people who are waiting for somebody to say the wrong word. I mean, you got people who are fucking itching for somebody to say the wrong word so they can go and complain. And see, when I was growing up in the warehouses, right? You never went to the fucking manager, right? What you did, if you're having a hard time with somebody, you say to them, "Look, right, you've had your fun. Now fucking pack it in, right? I'm telling you, pack it in. If they keep on going with harassing you or whatever, then you go to the manager because you've given the guy 4 chances. He's not fucking getting the message. You go to the manager because that's their job to manage shit, right? That's the only time you ever went to the manager. Now, I mean, I've actually had it. I've been called into the manager's office in the past, and they say, "Yeah, we've had a complaint that you said this and did that." And I go, "Well, what? This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Why the fuck didn't this guy say something to me before?" No, they go straight to the manager. And that's the first door that you don't have. They don't say anything to you. So the first thing you know about it, you're in there trying to fucking explain why you should be keeping your job because of something that you've said or done. And it's the first time you get to hear about it is when you're actually there justifying your existence in that fucking company. So yeah, so it's bringing society down. It's bringing the people down. So yeah, so that's why I think that young males are acting a little bit more feminine than they should be. I'm not saying they're skipping down the streets like a bunch of fairies. No, it's just the way they carry themselves, the way they look, the way they preen themselves to look pretty. The way they the way they carry themselves. Just Uh, duh, 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 duh. Sims Insider, what's the plan for the channel? You do any town centre tours? Well, yeah. Once this electric scooter arrives, and if I can get a new camera or a GoPro or whatever the fuck, Is it? Will a GoPro work in the kitchen? You think? Anybody got a GoPro? Will it work for filming? What Well, you've seen what I film. Will it work on that? Can I film cookery on it? Does it have a stop button or a pause button and any of that shit? Because I need a pause button. Yeah, but yeah, if I can get something going, then I'll do some filming of me whipping around the area on my super scooter. Yeah, not a troll says opinions aren't crimes. Well, they never used to be. Even if you don't agree with them, people think being offended is a crime. Yeah, people think that being offended is good enough to go in and think, right, I'll have this guy's job. That's happened before. You know. There's a program. What's it called? Louder with Crowder. He does a lot of he does some live streams and he does a lot of talking similar to what I'm doing. And he was saying the other day that was it him or yeah, the Wire. I watched The Wire as well. About giving women compliments is a insult now. It is harassment. Saying they oh, your hair looks nice today, or your dress looks nice, or you look very nice today. Stuff like that. You got to watch yourself. You can't get it's a fucking nightmare. Super 23 says we have the police in the US, the feelings police. Yeah, I tell you, there's people ringing up the police for any old bloody reason. Women's sport will always have this problem. The current rules and laws. That is why it's secondary to men's sport. What was this? George C. Women's sports will. Oh, yeah. I think you talk about the trannies. Yeah, the going into each other's categories, and I tell you, it's crazy. There was one instance in the MMA. There's a guy. Was it Cyborg? Was a man turned to a woman, goes into the women's MMA, and almost beating them to death. It's like fucking unbelievable. But you see it all over in the judo, in the running, in the athletics. Mecca or 4x4 Mecca. Yeah, I think you might be right. There was a cinema or a bingo hall, and they called it Mecca, right? And then the fucking Indians, it's probably in Bradford or some shit. Anyway, the Indians were up in arms saying how dare you and all that kind of stuff. If you don't like it, fuck off. It's white man trying to make a fucking living. You got companies who are trying to make a living, trying to sell movie tickets, trying to sell bingo tickets. It's one of those instances. But if you don't like it, fuck off. If they don't like the word Mecca, go back your own. Anyway, dear. That's what I don't like. I don't like fucking foreigners complaining about shit. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's put a gun to your head to come over. User G55. Hello to you. I don't recognise your. I think you must be new. I think you do. Not a troll says everybody's becoming snitches. Indeed. When I was coming up in the warehouses, I've said this before. When I was coming up in the warehouses, you did not want to be known as somebody who will go to the manager and fucking complain. I mean, occasionally you would have to because that's their job. You'd try and sort it out yourself. If you wasn't able to, you go in the manager because that's their job to sort stuff out. But just going willy-nilly into the manager's office and fucking complain, you did not want a reputation as somebody doing that because people would sort of, give you a wide berth. They wouldn't go out of your way to be fucking friendly. But now, I've said this before. Now, the first door they knock on is the manager's office, and they don't give a shit about whether you know about it or not. It absolutely doesn't bother them. That you're being seen as a snitch. or seen as somebody who will go to the manager on the slightest whim. You know, these youngsters don't fucking care. When warehouse I was working at, a year or so ago, there was a kid, a young fella. He was, early 20s, and we was in a group of like 2 or 3 people that we would regularly chat amongst ourselves and shit. Anyway, this youngster, he'd probably seen, I don't know, my wisdom or some shit, but he came to me and says, "Look, Mark, there's a guy who I've seen over there doing something. I don't know what, I can't remember what the incident was. He's over there. He's I don't know. He's talking on his phone. He's doing something. He's doing something that he shouldn't be." And he says that, I was thinking about going to the manager's office, and I said, "Look, first thing, okay, you're not a security guard. They pay security guards around here to make sure people are not nicking stuff and fucking fighting each other and all the rest of it. They got security. You're not a security guard. And two, you've got no proof that he's done this. And three, don't be that guy." I told him, "Don't be that guy. Just get on with your work. If he does something that affects you and your safety, or anybody else's safety, then by all means, you have an obligation to report this. If he's doing something dangerous that regards you or anybody else, you have no obligation to report it. But otherwise, don't be that guy who fucking reports on people. Just mind your own fucking business and get on. If he's doing something wrong, he'll get caught. He'll get fucked up. He'll get, the managers are quite catchy him doing it, or the security or whatever fucking else. Don't be the guy who puts a man out of work for no fucking reason other than you can. Don't be that guy, Because that's quite. I mean, the youngsters nowadays, they don't seem to realize that that's quite a responsibility. If you report somebody for no good reason other than you don't like the guy, you don't give a shit about the guy, you could just do it. You put a man out of work, that's a fucking big thing. Kids don't understand. They figured, just go get another job. No, it's not that fucking easy, especially nowadays when they're giving jobs. We've got all the Johnnies coming over and taking them up. And also, it's not like, you go into another job. And why did you leave your last job? Well, the thing is, I got fired because, oh, really? No, don't be the guy who puts a man out of work. I mean, if he's doing something that's fucking dangerous, it's going to hurt somebody. Don't try and get him out of a job. Just make sure the manager knows so he can fix it. And if he keeps on doing it, then it's his own. He's a grown man. He can do he do what the fuck he wants. It's his own problem if he, gets his comeuppance. But don't be the guy who puts somebody out of a job. I've had it with that fucking cleaner woman, Debbie, when I was at Argos. Her and her retarded friend, this girl, making up shit about me assaulting them, me doing all this and fucking that. I've spoken about this before. They did it because they could, because they had no other fucking, Don't be that guy. Let's see. Oh, I just had a flash come up. Ben Shapiro. He's another channel I watch. I've subscribed to him, so when he puts a message up, it flags up. Ben Shapiro. He's to watch. The Simpsons. I'll try to do a few of these messages. Sims Insider, really good value one on Amazon called Ape Man. It's just as good as GoPro 30 quid. Oh, I changed it 30 wid, then quid. It's called Ape Man. Interesting. Thank you for that. 4x4. Anyone remember Ali Bongo, the magician? Actually, that sounds familiar. I remember there was a fruit juice called Umbongo. Umbongo. You got these. It was like a cartoon on the advert, and you've got these monkeys. You've got these parrots all singing Umbongo. Yeah, there was a hoo-ha about that, I think, years ago. Greg Hymus is in the house. Legend, you Mark. Love your cooking video and your lives. You say it as it is. Indeed. What a bloke. Respect, my mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea, I'm sure, but because the thing is, I am sick of the PC bullshit. I mean, everybody's afraid to talk. I mean, admittedly, you know, I have to even. I mean, now after they took down my, you know, remember that live stream they took down mid sentence a few months back. You know, you know, I don't like to censor myself, but I'm aware in the back of my head that you know, some little fuckhole is, you know, maybe complain. And the thing, yeah, I mean, YouTube wouldn't even give me a reason why they took it down. You know, that video. They called it hate speech eventually. After they said copyright infringement, audio copyright infringement. They didn't watch, so they changed their mind after a few minutes and said I was due to hate speech. I think it was my comments on. Oh, my nose is itching. I need a shave. I think it was my comments on that George Floyd. That was it. I think it was my comments on him, which, which, you know, I believed were true, but you know, I suppose they could be considered hurtful. Let me see. George C. Men becoming more feminine, women becoming more masculine. No good for anyone. Yeah, you know what it is. I think because this is going to sound a little bit controversial, I think, but the women are in the workforce now. I mean, pretty much, unless a woman's at home with the kids or looking after the house, or you know, it isn't like what they call a stay at home mum, you know, that kind of thing. Most women are at work. They're in warehouses, they're in offices, they're in shops, they're everywhere, right? Now that they're earning money, they don't need men. Not like when I was young, you know, it was the men going out to work and women did what they were told, right? Now that women are earning their own money, they don't need men to, you know, they can, you know. Now that can be, you know, that's a bit of a bummer because, yeah, you know, because now they're more independent, right? So, yeah, I mean, what the fuck they got? You know, they don't need us anymore. Oh, George C. 23 thumbs up. I must have lost one. I got it says 22 on my screen. But 23 thumbs up and 0 thumbs down. That's good news. Yeah, for some reason they took the thumbs down off of my little screen there. I can see how many people are watching, how many thumbs up. In fact, if you want to hit the thumbs up, by all means, go do that. If you're in agreement with my views. Yeah, Peter B. Umbongo, they drink it in the Congo. Yeah, that was a really good advert. That was. I like that. That was a little cartoon. Was it? Yeah, you know what? There was a little. I'm not sure if it was a little black kid. There was a kid in the advert, a little cartoon kid, and he's going, "I'll be your dog." And you've got the crows pretending to be dogs, and they were like, whoop, whoop, you know, barking to the theme of the song. And he was, you know, "I'll be your dog." I'm sure that was the Umbongo. Yeah, Peter B. That's the lyrics. Indeed, yeah. Umbongo, they drink it in the Congo. Do they still make Umbongo? Anybody know? I mean, the thing is, when I'm in the shops, it's funny because when I go into a shop, I know what I want, right? All right, I want a certain brand and a certain flavor, right? So I know exactly where it is if I go to the shop regular. So I don't notice unless I'm looking for something brand new that I can review. I don't notice other stuff that's on the shelves, pretty much, you know, because I know what I want. I want that. When I go to when I want to buy a fruit juice, I'll normally go and buy Oasis, or I'll buy, like I'll buy the orange Oasis, or I'll buy the blackcurrant Ribena. You know, so if there's any Umbongo on the shelf, I wouldn't even see it because I'm not looking for anything else other than those two brands that I know I like. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if Umbongo's on there, if I see it, I'll pick up a little carton of it. 4x4 says, Ali Bongo. Oh, Ali, right. Ali Bongo was on the telly every week when he was a kid. Ali Bongo. I think somebody mentioned he was a magician. I remember the great Suprendo. He was married to Wood, Gloria Wood. Great Suprendo, but Ali Bongo. Yeah, not a troll. Black Lives Matter is a joke. It only matters when they make a political point. Yeah, actually, I'm glad to see that they are losing traction. They're losing popularity. What they're doing, they're BLM graffiti on roads and on bridges and all that lot are getting defaced, which is good news. Get that shit off the fucking roads. And also, yeah, I mean, I mean, in England, if you've got cable, I guess you can get the American sports, basketball, football, American football, all the rest of them. And like now, the trend, the bandwagon for these overpriced fucking dickheads is to go out on the basketball pitch or basketball court or the American football, and they've got somebody's name written on the back of their helmet or on their shirts. What it is, somebody's name. What it is the name of a criminal who got themselves killed for trying to fight and murder a police officer. They get themselves fucking killed, and apparently they're the victim now. So it's like say their name and put their name, and then they've got the black, on one knee, doing this shit. Viewing numbers for these sports events are tanking, according to reports. I mean, I say tanking. I mean, close to 25% reduction in viewing. 25%. I mean, that's a quarter, which is no mean. I mean, that's like a lot. You are like within a matter of weeks or months, you lose 1/4 of your viewing patronage, which means which means, all right, you've got 1/4 people less watching, which means that advertisers are not going to pay as much money to pay you to put. They're going to pay money to put ads on your basketball game, knowing that a vast amount of your viewers fucking hate you, and they're not watching anyway because they're fucking sick of it. It's good. That's the only way they'll learn. They call it, what do they call it? Go woke, go broke. I'm starting to learn. There's a lot of these little acronyms that are going around. I can't keep control these LTBGQ fucking, and now there's I can't keep track, but can anybody tell me what I mean? I understand woke, roughly what it means, in as a thing, but is it like WOKE with a dot in the middle in between each letter? Is it an acronym for something, or the woke? But anyway, yeah, they got woke, go broke. Let's see. Oh, actually, yeah, George C. BLM, bacon, lettuce, and mayonnaise. That reminds me. I was talking about that guy that rioter who set his shoes on fire and he was dancing around the street, and all these, all the other rioters started to stomp on him and beat him with fucking bin lids trying to put the fire out. Somebody wrote BLM, burnt legs matter. You know, it was one of the funny comments. I tell you, it was good stuff. If you can find that video, watch that. You know, it used to be called Portland Antifa Fire, and you'd watch it with a background music, and it'd be funny as hell. But then they took them down, I think, for possibly copyright. But you can still find the video, I believe, on certain channels where they're showing it as a news thing as opposed to an entertainment thing, which is what I was looking at it for. Peter B, it comes down to the snowflake age we live in. Precious types who want everything to be lovely and fluffy. Indeed. It's why you're despised if you say the things they haven't got the backbone to say. Yeah, you know, not a lot of people will say the things I say. It's a bit of a shame, you know. You know, it's I mean, occasionally you do find a like-minded person. You know what I do find disheartening though is when I go to work, and while you know we get to our areas, you know, find a truck to use, get our little scanner guns and all that kind of shit, where I get all our stuff ready, and we milling around waiting for the say manager. We're waiting for our supervisor manager types. They like the title, but they just don't like to manage shit, you know. And we're waiting on them. And you start talking and say, you know, say to somebody, you know, have you been watching the American riots? And you know, and they're like, yeah, well, yeah. You are aware that riots have been happening for over 100 days in America. Well, you know, I heard about it. You know, I watch. You know, nobody keeps up with trying to have an intelligent conversation sometimes with people, because nobody fucking, if it doesn't involve, I don't know, football, lager, and getting out of work, you know, they're not interested, you know. And it's disheartening that you go in, you try and have an adult conversation with seemingly an adult about world events. Nobody knows. Half of them don't even know there's a fucking riot. A few others. There's one black guy in particular I was talking to. He's convinced that police officers are hunting black men and murdering them because he's been told this by the news. And the words, you know, and they use the word hunting. And then, of course, you've got your celebs, your B and C and D celebs saying, you know, this is outrageous, where a black man can't be in his fucking bed without getting murdered, you know, in a death sentence just by walking down the street and buying some fucking milk. You know, and youngsters watch this shit and they believe it. And then this young black fella, he was convinced that, you know, he used the word, you know, he actually said the words, you know, well, they're hunting black men down, you know, and fucking murdering them. No. You know, I told him, statistically, you're more likely to, as a white man, to be shot by the police than you are a black man. You're more likely to be shot by another black man, being a black man. But being shot by the police, if you're white, you know, statistically, you're worse off. But they don't want to hear about the numbers, and that's the kind of thing you're dealing with. You've got people who don't fucking watch the news; they don't know shit. Fucking riot's been happening for over 100 days and they haven't even heard about it. And you've got others who are believing what they do see about all the biased newscasters saying about, you know, of course, using words like black men and hunted and murdered in their beds and shit. You know, it's just, you know, what can you do? You can't have a conversation with people like that. It just, anyway, it's just so difficult, you know. So they know what you're left with is talking about, you know, stupid shit while you're waiting for, you know, your work to start. George C, nice one. 4x4, bacon, lettuce, and mustard. That's BLM. Oh yeah, of course. Bacon. Wait a minute, fuck. Actually, I'll be missing a few. Yeah, 4x4, bacon, lettuce, and Marmite. Oh Jesus, Marmite. Oh boy, bacon, lettuce, Marmite. That's 4x4. George C, bacon, lettuce, and mustard. Bacon, lettuce, yeah, yeah, possibly. But mustard, I don't know. I'm trying to picture mustard with lettuce. That's what I was thinking of. Not as in awake. Oh, I think he must be talking to somebody. 4x4 brown legs matter. Anyway, but yeah, yeah. Oh, look at that. I've been going an hour and 50. There you go. Got a good. There's a good crowd of people. I've noticed that when I do a live stream, I'll tell you what, the live streams are really popular, but mostly after the fact. In the coming weeks, people will watch it. Some people watch it for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then they go do something else, and then come back to it and watch the rest. But I've noticed during my live streams that if I've got sort of 20, 25 people watching, that's normally a good number. Well, could be higher, but what I'm saying, a good number. I mean, it's a fairly regular number that I get. Yeah, I don't know how. I tell you, I watch live streams sometimes. I've got thousands of people watching them. Imagine. Can I imagine thousands of people listening to me bullshit for a couple of hours? Not. The best thing about the live streams is talking to your fans. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, I do like the interaction. Being able to read people's comments and comment on people's comments, which is kind of so it's kind of a double-edged thing, right? Because on the one hand, it would be great if I had thousands and thousands of people watching my live streams. That'd be great. Okay, because everybody wants what they're doing to be popular. Because I mean, now they get my camera's buggered, and it's occasionally you start to lose momentum, which is why sometimes I'll have a break for a few weeks, and it's like just ugh. So if I had thousands of people, that would be great, and that would be plenty of momentum to keep doing what I'm doing. But on the other hand, if I had thousands of people, this comment section would be flying by so fast I wouldn't be able to read it. I'd have to. There's a special button in there somewhere in there somewhere where I can slow it down. I think so it doesn't fly through. So with less people watching, the more I can actually read the comments. So the more people watching, the faster. Anyway, but you know. Yeah, I'll tell you what though. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to help promote the channel, if you're, I mean, I'm assuming that the 22 people watching at the moment are, you're agreeing. Oh, I tell you what, it is a drag. Oh, it itches like hell. It'll be another couple of days and it won't itch, but I want a lot of grey coming through. I'm presuming that the 20 odd people that are watching are in agreement and they like what I'm saying. So what I would ask is if you would, at your places of work or something, your mates, your neighbours, your brother or whatever, if you sort of pass on the word, say, look, check out what Mark's doing on his live streams. He's totally honest. He talks about stuff that not many people will go ahead and talk about. To try, so we can build up the numbers a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, my subscriptions are going. I've got like 1,800, and I do, because it shows me. I do, it's 1,870. So we're coming up to, getting close to the 2,000. I've been doing this for 3 years and about 3 months. I think in about 2 weeks it'll be 3 years and 3 months. Actually, I've almost misread that. Peter B, thank you. Peter B. Very nice donation, £4.99. I actually, as I was talking, I was reading as I was talking, and I misread that. I thought it said, get yourself some cigars, Mark. Thanks for the input. Cigar. I thought, well, I haven't had a cigar in years, But no, it's ciders. Get yourself some ciders. Anyway, well, thank you very much, Peter B. That's very nice. Yeah, actually thinking about it, I might get a cider and a cigar with because there's probably enough money there for two, for one of each. A cigar. I haven't had a cigar in. Well, I mean, I quit smoking 10 years ago. I used the electronic, the electronic cigarettes, the e-cigarettes that I think they called them back in the day. It was one of those, not like now where they got a big square block with a tube and they puff on that and there's big like chimneys worth of smoke coming out. The ones I had were it looked like a cigarette. It had the white part of the cigarette was battery, and the tan bit, which is supposed to simulate the filter, that was where you pulled it out, and that's where you put your drops of nicotine liquid. You put that in, put it together, and the battery heats the sponge of the nicotine, and you smoke that. Anyway, but yeah, that was 10 years ago, and that's roughly about the time I had a cigar. Interesting. I might. Well, the thing is, I've got to be careful, because I say to I'm very rare, this subject of it comes up occasionally that I haven't had a cigarette in 10 years, and I forgot what the fucking derailed then. What a mid sentence. Shit. It very rarely comes up, the subject of having a cigar, smoking in 10 years. But I could. I mean, that's the thing. I'm wondering if because I don't want to sort of have one. If I get used to, I probably got the willpower to just have one and then just But I was thinking, if I do it on camera, I think, because when I finish this live stream, and also when I load a video, all video makers will have this. You've got to go through these new fucking categories. You got to tick, on the screen. Does your video have swearing in it? Yes or no? Does your video have any what they call harmful speech, or speech that might offend, which is fucking broad? Yes or no? Does it involve guns, or talking about guns, or gun power? Tick yes or no. All these fucking things. And that way they decide whether you're allowed to have the video up, and whether you're allowed to put adverts on it. So, but I'm wondering. I can't remember. I'm wondering whether tobacco products are on there, because I could probably smoke a cigarette. I'll probably open the window. I'll probably have I could smoke a cigar. But I don't want them to take it down or anything. I think I'll be all right. Yeah, next, if I can get away with it, I'll smoke a cigar next. One cigar won't kill me. Yeah, and the thing is, yeah, because that's why. Because when when I first started to quit smoking 10 years ago, I used to consider myself, because after it took about 9 months for me to wean off the electronic cigarette, actually. And I used to people say to me, we used to say, "Oh, are you a non-smoker?" I said, "Well, no, actually, I'm what you might call I consider myself a recovering smoker." Okay, I'm recovering from the addiction of smoking, and if and I realized I had the wherewithal to know, if I just have one cigarette, then that's me back on that wagon again. So that's how I considered it. I never used to call myself an ex-smoker. I would be a recovered or recovering smoker, because even now, I mean, if I was to, I mean, I know a little while back, about a year or two ago, was it a year or two ago, I had an occasion to, smoke a bit of weed, smoking. Anyway, I'm smoking that, and I was hocking. Oh my god, because my throat and lungs were not used to it for all those years. Man, I thought I was going to, bring up some internal organs or something. But but the trick is not to. But I mean, if I was to do it over and over again, eventually, of course, like you'd get you get used to it, and then that's when the habit starts. So if I so what I do? Oh, my nose. I could probably have one cigar. Yeah, fuck it. I'll have one, and then I'll just I'm sure I won't get addicted to that. What it is. I don't think you're supposed to inhale with cigar. Any cigar smokers out there? I mean, I've known a cigar smoker years ago who used to inhale this cigar smoke, and other cigar smokers I've known say, no, you don't inhale the cigar smoke. It's not what you do. So I don't know. But I won't inhale it. It'll fucking hurt like hell. Uh, 4x4 tomato soup, much better for you than cigs. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah, especially the tomatoes I'm growing. It'll be Peter B. I've always liked a sneaky roll up. Nice bit of golden Virginia. Tastes nice. Yeah, I used to smoke golden Virginia. Yeah, it was kind of like a mild rolling tobacco. Peter B. Best steer clear of the backy. Indeed, yeah, yeah. I mean, if I won't, I won't ever go back on cigarettes. It's funny because I mean now I was talking with somebody at the bus stop, well, while we're waiting on the bus to we'd finish work, and this young fellow, he's having a cigarette, and I commented that I could smell the smoke, and the thing is, I was explaining to him and somebody else that it honestly it depends on sometimes the day of the week. Some days you can, somebody be smoking next to you, and you think, oh, that smells really nice. Other days you have to move away. What I hate, what fucking annoys me is if you're standing somewhere with a smoker, all right. There's no reason for me to make a big deal. If I can smell the smoke and it's that day of the week where it's not particularly nice, I'll just move. I'll just move a few feet, and then and then they fucking follow you. Right? And you're defeating the object of me making a gap between you and I. I'm moving away so I'm not so close to the cigarette. But then they and then they follow you for the fucking foot. So they close the gap. I don't know. Actually, I had that. I had something similar to that. Yeah, I don't know if anybody can relate to this, right? There was a piece of equipment at work, what we call these little guns, we call them, the barcode scanner. All right, and somebody's showing me. Well, I'm standing there. Normally I wear glasses, right? And he's showing me this thing. He said, "Okay, well, you got this, that, and okay." If something's too close to me, sometimes I have to take my glasses off so I can see something really close. Long distance, I put my glasses on. So rather than take my glasses off, it's no big thing. I just step back so I can, so now the thing's in focus. He fucking brings it in closer like this. No, I said, look, you turn it off. Look, I moved away because I couldn't see what the fuck was on the screen. But no, and his answer to that was, I moved away, so he brought it forward. I don't know. Is it just me? Does shit like this only fucking happen to me? Because, Shropshire Lass says, don't do it. Are you talking about cigar? 4x4 says, cigar on Christmas Day is great. Never inhale, just enjoy the flavour. Can you get flavored cigars? Well, I know it sounds a bit nutty, but like say cigarettes, right? You can get them in regular, different strengths, different, and also you can get menthol. So there's two different flavors of cigarettes. Uh, the e-cigarette, the electronic one, you can get all kinds of flavored where you put the drops of nicotine in the fake cigarette. You can have everything from vanilla to coffee to tuna colada, cheesecake, mint, all kinds of different flavors, right? Can you get those in cigars? Can you get cigars with different flavors? Like the tobacco has been infused with strawberries. Like some of these e-cigarettes. I don't know, because that'd be interesting. Buy a cigar that tastes like I don't know, mint, or get a cigar that tastes like an aero bar. That'd be interesting. Uh, Bloody hell, what's this username? DKJD EJEJSJ, fucking hell. Right, I heard you can get backwood cigars that are fruit flavored. What is backyard? What is backwood cigars? What is that? Is that a brand? Backwood cigars? I don't know if they actually do them though. Yeah, I mean, you'd figure by now somebody would have thought of the idea of infusing cigars with flavors. You know, I mean, it would be, yeah, somebody. You think somebody would have thought of it? Oh, DJ. People use backwood cigars to roll weed in normally. Uh, Peter B. Yep. Backwoods is a brand, and also Swisher Sweets, American imports. Swisher. Actually, there's a shop at the city centre in Milton Keynes that specialise in mainly, it looked like American brands. I tell you, they got so much fucking choice than people. You go in. Oh Christ Almighty! They charge like 4 or 5 times what a chocolate bar would cost here. Because they're American brands and we don't have them here. Well, I mean, the same brands. I mean, say a Snickers bar, or cereal. They got all kinds of, like canned drinks, all kinds of chocolate bars. But the same chocolate bars that we have, but different flavors and stuff with, like I don't know. Say a Snickers bar with almond in it, for example. We don't have that. Which I don't think we do. Or a Snickers bar with coconut in it. Some shit. While we have Snickers bar, we just have regular. But yeah, I mean, they ship them all over, charge 5 times the amount of money for them. I mean, I want to try. I like to try different flavored chocolate bars and stuff, but pay £2.50 for a fucking Mars bar. Well, actually, even more than that. Sometimes more than that. I mean, because like a Mars bar over here is like, like I don't know, 70p or something. You pay £3 or something, £3 plus. 4x4s. Good cigars cost a lot. I buy mine for online, but they're never flavored. You know what I used to do? The same thing. I mean, I've actually suggested this with food products. Whereas if you go into a shop and you look at a brand, say you want to buy something, say beans or soup or whatever else, you've got your brand that you normally go for, and then you've got a cheaper brand And you think, oh well, I don't know. I used to tell people, buy that cheap brand, just buy one, take it home, try it, keep the label, write a message on the inside of the thing, and get a bulldog clip and clip them all together. Get a collection of them going. Write on it, these beans cost 18p from Aldi. Quite good, but you need to add extra ketchup to it, something like that. Make some little notes. Or these were absolutely diabolical. Do not get these again. Little messages like that. I used to do the same with cigars years ago when I was, I used to buy a cigar every week. Well, for a couple of months, because I was experimenting with some cigars. And what I used to do, the guy in the shop, he was the one who put me onto it. He said, when you get a cigar and you got that little cardboard, that little paper sleeve on it, it says the brand and all that, what you do is you keep that, you open it up, and then you write a little message in it. 4 out of 5, good, interesting flavor, right. It's not, you don't get a lot of space to write a message on it, but but you write a little note. So then when you go in and you go into this shop to buy another cigar, if you've got a little selection of these little bits of paper that they wrap around the cigar, you can see on it, you think, very bad, very harsh, too strong. Okay, right, avoid that one. And the other one was, very smooth, very nice smoke, 4 out of 5, to go for that. So that's something that maybe, who was it, 4x4. If you want to try a different brand, buy one of a different brand. If you want to try something new, and then make a little note on the cardboard that comes around it, or a bit of paper that comes around it. George C. Christmas crap already in the shops just after the pounds. Yeah, that's it. I mean, when I was a kid, it was ridiculous. It's like the January sales. When I was a teenager, right? Because in the Milton Keynes, we've got a big shopping centre, right? You'd have your January, you'd have the big Christmas rush. You'd have Christmas, and then a couple of days after Christmas, you'd have the January sales. What happened was, they would start a week after Christmas, and then eventually a whole bunch of other shops would be thinking, oh, fuck them. If they're going to have theirs a week after Christmas, we're going to have ours 5 days after Christmas. Then the following year, well, if they, right, we've got to beat them. They're having 5 days. All right, we're going to have ours 3 days after Christmas, and we're going to beat them, get all the money before they can spend money in our shop before they get to their shop. After a while, you were having January sales 2 weeks before Christmas. At some point, it was crazy. The sales were like, they were bringing them so far forward because they wanted to be the guys, the only, the first people to have the sales. It was like 2 weeks before Christmas Day, and they were getting rid of, all the stuff that they normally wait till after Christmas for. 4x4, if you have the money, try a Monte Cristo, one of the best Cuban. Actually, are we, because I don't, the Americans, they have, if they can't buy cigars from Cuba, I don't know whether that still applies, but there was a big thing. I found out that it's to do with the trading agreements. Cuba were putting embargoes on certain stuff. I don't know. It's some kind of, like we sell crap to them, they sell crap to us. Everybody's happy because all, it's some kind of trade embargo. The Americans weren't going to deal with them as a punishment for doing something. So that's why the cigars were illegal. Does that? Are we allowed? Are we? I don't think that applies to us, though, does it? Anybody? But a Monte Cristo, interesting. How much are we looking for that 4x4 for a Monte Cristo? I mean, when I used to buy a cigar, like every week, it'd be like about I can't remember, about £3 to £5. Actually, I think £5 would have been a lot. I think for a single cigar. I think, you know, £3 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be huge. I mean, they'd be about the size of a, you know, a pen. You know, be like, you know, sort of not super thin. Like a, what they call it, a cheroot, I think. We used to smoke, not like that, but it was about the thickness of a pen. A 4x4 or 4x4 has already got his turkey. Actually, I've got some. I would farm food. I've still got some gammon joints in the freezer. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, you know, rather than buy a big bird, which sometimes I do, you know, because you know, buy a duck to make some sandwiches out of and stuff. I prefer the actual joints. You know, you get a frozen joint, and you know, just take it out of the freezer. You cook it from frozen. Actually, I've got a frozen pulled pork joint. It's one of those you cook it and then you shred it with a fork. Pulled pork. If I can get the camera going, I doubt it, but you know, I was going to film me cooking that tomorrow. It's defrosting in a minute. All right, it's 9:45. I've been going over a couple of hours. George C. Yeah, will Black Friday be renamed this year? uh, the yeah, PB's is a nice one. Yeah, can you imagine? Black Friday. I'm surprised they haven't cottoned onto that already. You know. Anyway, yeah, George C. Yeah, PC Brigade. Jesus. 4x4 says the Monte Cristo number four. I almost misread that. I was a 4 for £13, 13.66. So that's £3 a go, but no, it's Monte Cristo number four. I'm guessing there's a Monte Cristo 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Is £13, 13.66. Shit, a bit rich from my. I was going to say a bit rich from my blood. I think I'll have to sell some blood to fucking afford that shit. Shropshire Lass, Rainbow Rainbow Friday. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah. I might go for one. You know, I'll go find one. I'll look in a co-op, see if they got any £3. Actually, there's a line in. I can't remember. It's oh shit. There's a western, and I can't remember the name. It's really good. It's got a very good shootout in it. Kevin Costner, that's it, with Robert Duvall. He's in it, and he's talking to. There's an actor called Jetto. He was the guy in Waterworld, the one in the inventor who gets sent up in the balloon. Yeah, and he's talking about these cigars. You go, these you know, smoking these crappers got me all riled up for a gunfight. You know, smoking the cheap cigars. Peter B, you get quality, I guess you pay it. Yeah, yeah. I remember the old Costello cigar. Oh yeah, I remember the Costello cigar adverts. Used to be rough as heck to smoke. Costello. Yeah. What was he? There was an advert when I was young. This is back in the. This is how old I am. When they used to have cigar adverts on the television. I don't think we ever had cigarette adverts on the television, but they did at sporting events, which they don't have now. But they used to have cigar, and there was you got the guy in the tuxedo. His girlfriend's run off. He's lost everything on the casino roulette table. Cars got repossessed and all that, and he's, but he's got a cigar, and I think it was a Costella cigar. Happiness is a cigar called Costella, I think. Happiness is a cigar called Costella. Somebody remind me if that's right. Happiness is a cigar called whatever it was, Costella. 4x4, Mark, just have one good cigar on Xmas Day and smoke it live. Interesting. I mean, if I'm going to, that's the thing. I could buy a cheap crapper and have that next week, or get a really expensive one and just smoke it. I'll make myself sick probably, but I don't know. I'll see what's available. I remember when years ago, again when I was a teenager, I can't remember where they went. My mum and a couple of brothers, they went abroad, and they come back. I can't remember where they went, but they come back with this fucking cigar. It must have been a foot and a half long. I don't know what happened to it. I think we tried to smoke it as kids, but yeah, I swear it was like it had it was about as thick as a broom handle, a mop handle, and had to be a good foot and a bit, foot and a half perhaps. It's one of those, probably a novelty cigars, ones that nobody expects you to smoke. It's just they sell it to tourists, because some silly sort of think, oh, buy a foot and a half cigar. Hamlet, there you go, Peter B. Hamlet is yes, Happiness is a cigar name called Hamlet. I think that was, I think you're right. It wasn't whatever that other one, whether the name was. Oh, fuck me, where's he gone? I can't see it. But yeah, I think Peter B's right. Hamlet was it? Yeah, the guy's lost everything. Everything he's bet the farm on the roulette table. The car's gone. His girlfriend's run off. He's up there in his tuxedo, and nothing should disturb the Hamlet moment. Indeed. You meet nice birds if you have a good Hamlet. Peter B. Oh, it says no, it was Condor. Actually, yeah, I'm getting confused now. Yeah, because I remember Hamlet. That is a brand I read. Condor, Happiness is a cigar named Condor. Because that was the tagline of the ad. Happiness is a cigar named or cigar called. Oh, okay. Condor was pipe tobacco. Okay, so maybe it was Hamlet then as the cigar. If anyway, all right. George C is off. Going to bed he buys, I would imagine. It's it's 10 to 10. It's 8 minutes to 10 here in England. I have I've got the day off tomorrow, so I'm back in Saturday. So 4x4 Happiness is a cigar called Hamlet. Yeah, yeah. I might, if I can find my knee cracks now and again. Ben Varley in the house. Definitely Hamlet. DD on the body, Sir Mark. No. It's actually I don't have. I've got a little bit of vodka left, but I haven't got anything to mix it with. You know. Yeah, DD is just tuned in. Tim. Mark, you've been smashing it lately. Well, no. Well, the thing is, not really. I mean, I haven't. When was the last time I drank this? I don't know. A good 2 weeks ago. You know, that's the thing. You know, I've known guys. You know that they, when they're at work, they say, "Oh, can't wait till I finish work. Going to go home, have a couple of cans of lager in the garden, and going to sit back and, you know." I've never understood I mean, admittedly, it's never been a problem for me. I've never had any problem. Not like cigarettes when you get addicted to cigarettes. I had that years ago. As a smoker. But for me, I mean, I've had this down here for at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I haven't, it, you know, I could just, it never bother. I'll just have it there. If I got any coke, I might put some with it. But it's never been an issue. So no, I mean that could last another couple of months without me going for it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the time, the only time I used to regularly, the only times I used to regularly drink the vodka is when I'm doing the live streams. That's when I would be drinking. I mean, with my say my pot noodle, not my Uncle Ben's stir fry jar here, or my pot noodle tub that I used to drink out of. I used to, you pour in 2, 3 measures and then fill it up. Maybe if you want a strong one, you put in say 4 measures. But I'm guessing, of course, because you just have to guesstimate when you pour it in there. And then maybe have so that's about 3 to 4 measures. So I mean, during a live stream, I would drink the equivalent to 6 or 8 vodka shots. I guess over the time I'd be doing the live stream. But that's just guessing because you're gonna pour it in there, and what I would do, just pour it. I'd go by what the measurement is there. I was like, yeah, that's about a centimeter. Yeah, okay, that'll do. And then have a taste, maybe add a bit more. Okay, PB, George C's off. He's going to Betty, boys. DD, how are you with shots? I'm actually okay. I mean, I drink vodka. I mean, when I was younger, I used to experiment. I'd drink, whiskey sometimes. That was years ago when I was sort of young. But the only spirit I drink now is vodka. But like I say, if I'm doing a live stream and I'm drinking vodka and Coke or vodka and say fruit juice, I'll put 3 or 4 measures. What seem to be 3 or 4 measures, going by what I remember in the pub to be a measure. So yeah, I can drink half a dozen shots or more over a period of a couple of hours. 4x4, you can't buy Uncle Ben's now. Is that right? They can't have gone out of business, surely. Although, as you can see, it's wider there. And I've always said, people ask me, why do you drink out of it? Well, if I'm drinking a load of vodka and I fall asleep on the couch and I've got my thing in my hand, what happens if it slips through the fingers? Most of the time, it'll get caught by the top because the top's wider. Just stop you. I mean, I've had it before where you wake up and you got bloody drink all down your trousers. But yeah, it just stops it from slipping out of your fingers. Just. Ben Varley, good to see you live. Excellent. Yeah, it's good to be live again. It's been a while. I do like doing the live streams. It means I can sort of bitch and whine about all the bullshit that's happening on the TV and the news and the world, and everything else. 4x4. Now it's called Ben's Original. Rearranging the. I never understood that. Why they'll have a brand that everybody's familiar with and be fucking with it, Instead of Uncle Ben's that everybody recognises, they call it Ben's. What the fuck, But yeah, I like doing the live streams, and people seem to like what I'm doing as well. which is good, you know. I mean, if it's good to have it's obviously good to have a fan base, but I mean, it's good. I mean, if people sort of stay tuned, it means that they're semi in agreement with most of the stuff that I discuss and talk about. DD, it's nearly Halloween. I hope you're Mr. Boggy again. Actually, when is November? Anybody? Sorry, when is November? When is Halloween? Is it in November? Because it's October now. Is it in? Well, anyone know when Halloween is? The black face. Let's see. 4x4. The black face on the jar except some of the BLM did the rest. BLM did the rest. Oh, was that right? Oh yeah, because Uncle Ben's it had a black man on the front of the box. I remember on the rice, Uncle Ben's rice. You'd think that they would be happy that a black man is on a food product, you know, selling the black man's image is selling one of the top brand food products of that particular time. You know, when you think of rice, when you think of rice, you think of a name of a brand rice. Oh, Uncle Ben's rice, you know, or Uncle Ben's stir fry, you know, stir fry sauce. They're complaining that a black man is the face of the #1 selling brand of that product. We can't police fucking some people. Fuck them. You know. DD is pouring a drink now. I don't need convincing sometimes. Indeed. Well, what are you drinking now, DD? Lager or you got a spirit? Oh, Ben Varley says he is an Uncle Ben. Interesting. Yeah, Uncle Ben. But as for the, will I do Old Boggy again? Quite possibly. You know, I mean, the hoo-ha it created last time was kind of funny, you know. Because I tell people at work when I'm passing out my cards and they say, oh, well, you know, and I say to them, well, you know, I do live streams, and if I get further into the thing, I say, yeah, I do live streams. I talk about the fucking benders, the politics, the BLM, the riots, how the government are screwing us, the police, TV. I talk about a whole bunch of stuff, and I tell them about how I went blackface for several videos. And they're like, "Oh, really?" And I said, "Yeah." Well, the thing was, at the time, it was there was a big hoo-ha, you know, because Trudeau, French Canadian president, what they're doing is these fucking fruitcakes. They're going back. They're going into people's past. They're going back 20 years, dragging up old photographs of when they were kids, dressed as blackface, you know, for a party or some fucking shit. You know, this is normal stuff. And of course, they're trying to hang them with it now, you know. So you know, and of course, all the politicians like, I'm really sorry, I was a dumb shit. I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. Please forgive me. Now, fuck off. And I say no. You know, so what I did, I painted myself black with the black face with the white eyes, white mouth. And what it was partly for the Halloween. It was partly Halloween and also partly imitating Old Boggy from the Jeeves and Wooster TV show. Very funny, if anybody, Jeeves and Wooster. And partly to say to the for the crybabies that, yes, I've painted my face black. A meteor hasn't flown down and destroyed the earth. Tsunami hasn't come in and wiped us all away. Volcano hasn't come and fucking killed us all with, you know, pyroclastic, you know, volcano dust. You know, the earth hasn't opened up and been hit by lightning. No, None of this shit has happened because it's no big fucking deal. That's why. And that was the point I was putting. So I explained to people that's why I've done it, because everybody's out there screaming and carrying on about how bad it is. Everybody who's done it is like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And there's me saying, no, nothing bad has happened. The world hasn't ended. Move on. And I'm trying to prove a point, by doing that and in timing it with the Halloween. So we've got the Halloween old boggy, So I might do it again, maybe. Okay. So yeah, it all depends. 4x4, last day of October. Aha. So now we're in the first day of October. We've got like one at the end of this month. Okay, a few weeks to go. 4x4, yeah, love the Uncle Bones curry sauce. Yeah, I've tried the Uncle Bones. I've done some curries with the Co-op own brand curry sauce. Just really nice. Andy Smith is in the house. Hello to you. Hugh Janus. Hi, Mark. Do you ever make toasties in the George Foreman grill? If so, what do you put in your toasties? Sorry for the random question. No, that's fine. In fact, I do prefer the random question. But people ask me, what's your views on BLM? What's your views on the queers? What's your I like different things that are it's not totally out of the ordinary, but I like questions that people might call random. That's fine. Well, actually, if you with all my videos, if you type in Mark's remarks and then the subject, Mark's remarks sandwich, Mark's remarks curry, Mark's remarks casserole, Mark's remarks DVD review, Mark's remarks doomsday prep. Anyway, Mark's remarks, whatever. Okay, if you type in Mark's remarks George Foreman, then you'll bring up the list of all the toasties I've done with my George Foreman grill. I've done a whole bunch, toasted sandwiches, all kinds of stuff. I've I don't know, I've cooked bacon on there, sausages on there, pork chops on there, bits of steak on there. I can't remember. I might have fried an egg on there. I don't know. I've definitely melted some cheese. Just put a whole bunch of grated cheese on there, let it all melt, and then to get a spatula and go in there and flip it over, so then it goes sort of crunchy, crunchy and chewy. That was interesting. So just type, everybody, Mark's remarks, and then whatever it is, Mark's remarks sandwich, or in this case, Mark's remarks toasty. Mark's remarks toasty, or Mark's remarks George Foreman. It'll bring up a whole list. And I can't remember. I've done a whole bunch. I can't remember exactly what I've put in there, but I think I've done some pastrami, all kinds of all kinds of ideas. Basically, like with a lot of my a lot of my cookery videos, I try. Sometimes I'm just making a dinner and showing you how to do it cheaply and basically how to cook it, right? Other stuff I like to put, especially with sandwiches and say curries, stir fries. I like to experiment. I like to throw in ingredients that that people may not associate with that. I think I get like in my stir fries. I'll put 3-4 different vegetables. I'll put peas, sweet corn, broccoli, Brussels sprouts in with a Chinese stir fry. Cook them up, throw in the stir fry thing, put in the rice, put in some bacon or whatever the hell. It's all good. Ben Varley, views on face mask. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, as long as people are not coughing and sneezing on each other, then there's not too much of a problem. But what are you going to do? The only time I really wear it is when I'm on the bus. My local co-op things, like these pre-recorded things, like the usual shit. We're recording the shops, everything in the shop for the customers and the staff safety. So thank you very much and all that lot. They do announcements that it is mandatory to wear face masks in the co-op, but then half the time the staff don't wear them. I was in the ASDA today. There was at least two members of staff which I've seen not wearing face masks. I mean, I did because I had it on me when I was, when I got off the bus. I just pulled it down, went in, and I thought, put it on. Normally, I just have it up to here because the thing is, because I'm wearing glasses, if I have it above my nose, the glasses steam up, so I have to have it below my nose. Views on tinned ravioli. Well, I liked tinned ravioli when I was a lad. I mean, basically, you've got a little bit of pastry. So say a rectangle. What do they call that? Shape of a domino. Put a little bit of meat mush in it, fold it over so it's a square shape now, around the edges. So basically, it's meat mush in a pasta envelope. I don't really go for. I haven't had canned ravioli in years. In fact, I don't. In a lot of years, some of the last few years, I've stopped eating canned food. Mostly canned beans sometimes, but I have in years, not in a long time though. You can buy that dehydrated ravioli. It's in a pack. You put it into boiling water. Anyway, if I can get a camera, that's something I can make a video on, make a dinner out of, because I haven't. That's one dish I haven't tried. Anyway, all right. So it's about 2 hours 42 minutes and 4, 6, 7 seconds. There you go. Andy Smith, proud to say I cancelled my TV license yesterday. Have the TV patrol come to your door yet, Mark? No, they haven't. They keep sending me letters though. What I did months and ages ago, what I used to do, I did a binge watch. I must have watched 24 videos of people standing up to the TV license people. Don't ever let them in your house. There's the bit of advice. You're under no obligation to let them in your door. They can talk to you at the door. They don't even fucking talk to them at the doorstep. If you wanna, which is not a good idea to do it too much at your doorstep or shut the door on them. Don't let them in. But no, I keep getting one of the bits of advice that somebody on there says was, when you get a letter, don't write back to them saying "fuck you," I don't need a license. I don't got one. I don't need one. So fuck off, and don't stop sending me letters. Don't do that, because otherwise they know that you're responding to them, and they know that you're in the house. Because they keep sending me letters saying you need a license, and oh, by the way, we've got a 99%. Conviction rate. Yeah. If you let them in the house, find out I don't have a telly, but if you let them in your house and they find out you got a telly, then that's how they get the conviction, right? So you just don't let them in. But the thing is, it's always addressed to the occupier. If they know who, and the reason they don't know who I am is because I've never signed a contract with them. I don't owe them shit because I haven't taken a contract out on them. I've never signed any paperwork to say, yes, I want your service. No, I haven't done it. And that's why they don't know who I am. And that's why they always write my address down because it gets delivered to my address, but it's to the occupier every single time. So, I mean, I used to ring them up. You know, one time said, yeah, go through the motions. Okay, yeah, no, I don't have a TV license. No, I don't. It's you know, my TV's fucked. I use it for DVDs and computer games occasionally. Whatever. After a while, I figured, what the fuck am I doing? I've got to do this every. So now I don't even bother. They keep sending me letters every couple of months. They send me a letter. I just go straight in the recycling. I don't phone them up. I don't write to them. I don't nothing. Just straight in the recycling bin. And no, they haven't come round. I figure partly because of partly because of COVID, or partly because there's so many people they got to get to. Eventually they might get to people. But no, when that's what But when they do come, or if they do, I mean, they've been threatening to come around my house. They're threatening, right? You're on the high priority list. We've been writing to you numerous times, and you haven't replied to us. So now you're on the high priority list. Blah blah blah. And no, fuck them. I don't. Well, the thing is that's the thing. I mean, like I say to like I've been saying on several live streams, when you agree to take somebody's service, you sign a contract. That's what you do. You sign, yes, I agree. I will use your service and I agree to pay you this amount of money on this date. Okay. And then for that, you will provide me with, I mean, like your internet, or, you take, what was it? Whatever else. But no, and they know it, because if I was liable, they'd know who the fuck I was. They're demanding 150 quid out of me, but they don't know who I am. Dear occupier, you need a. So no, so it's good. It's good that you've cancelled your TV. Yeah, because I mean that's like 150 quid for what? Fucking the two BBC channels. The rest of them, they charge adverts, which is a pain. But what are you gonna do? You want to pay 150 quid, or you want adverts? It's only for the two BBC channels. And for what I remember, they're no fucking good again anyway. So yeah, But like I say, when they come at your door, oh yeah, they'll threaten you. They'll say, or they might even show up with a policeman. Oh, that's been documented on that. They'll come up with some backup with a couple of 5-0 with them. But no, you can talk. If you want to, you can talk to them at your door, but they will use little tactics. I've seen, the guy will be saying, blah de blah. The government, the government legislation says, or whatever. I don't need a license. Oh, what'd you do? What was it on the news? Like this, and he wants you to say, yeah, it was on the news. I saw it. Oh, yeah, TV license. Thank you very much. You got a TV then, have you? Because you saw it on the news. They try and trick you. They try and word things to get you. But like what the police do, they make you. The longer you talk, the bigger the hole you're going to dig yourself in. But no, you're under no obligation to talk to them under the TV license. Oh, really? Oh, and the biggest thing is when you ask for, when a guy shows up your door, wants access to your fucking house, but he's unwilling to show his ID card. If you ask for ID, you say, yeah, there's my, all right there. Well, let me, yeah, well, there you go. Well, I showed it to you twice. If he's not going to show you ID, slam. Anyway, but yeah, so no, good on you there. Yeah, don't let them in. Don't even talk to them, because they want you to talk. Because when they talk, I mean, I'm assuming that what they do, they're assuming that you're lying. So they'll try and trick you to admit that you saw some information on the news. The only way it means you go to TV. 4x4. I send the TV letters back. Check out Shelly Concarney on YouTube. What? I send the TV letters back. Well, that's apparently that's not a good idea, because then you're encouraging them. They know that that you're just encourage them. If you ignore them, it might be better. But check out chili con carne on YouTube. I don't know what that means. Do you mean I mean, hmm. Although I've seen some chili con carne. There's a John Pierre White, some guy with really weird hair who needs a haircut, being a chef. I think he trained Gordon Ramsay. Anyway, I've seen him. I was watching him do a chili con carne once, and he put some dark chocolate in there. Looking weird, but what do I know? Can't imagine putting chocolate in there with mincemeat, but you know. But then who am I to judge the amount of stuff I've been putting into some weird dishes in the past? Uh, anyway, okay, look, it's been 2 hours 50 minutes. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna make a sandwich, and I've got some chipolata sausages which I want to use in a sandwich, but I can't get a camcorder. If for some reason it works. In fact, I'm going to put this in my pocket here, see if it'll warm up. Well, should have done that an hour ago. See if it'll warm up next to my body. You never know, it might start, because that's how I used to do it. I just have to heat it up under my, put it in my jacket pocket, or my body would warm it up. Oh, 4x4 chili John Carney. Oh, shit, I misread that. I was chili con carne. Chili John Carney gives advice on getting rid of the BBC. Chili John Carney. Where's my book? All right. Is that one L? CHILI. Okay. CHILI. John. Carney. TV license. Okay. All right. I've made a note of that. Have a ganders. Thank you for that one. I should check that out. Oh, Peter B's off. All right. Thank you for stopping by, Peter B. See you on the next one. And actually, I might have to go shortly. Okay, so that's Peter B off to Betty Buys, and thank you for that donation earlier, Peter B. That's very generous. I might, get a cigar and a cider with that. Oh, Ben Bevan, I found your channel on a sticker on a bus. Yeah, I wherever every time I get on the bus, along the window, for those people who haven't seen my thing, when you take a seat, you've got your window. Under the window, there's a strip, a window ledge thing. Some buses, not all of them, I can wedge my card underneath the little thing there. I do that every time I get on the bus. So Ben Bevan has found my card on the bus. Well, that's good. Every time to and from work, if I'm going to the city centre, if I'm doing some errands, if I can fit it underneath that window thing, then I'll do that. I leave it at bus shelters. If I'm at a bus shelter, I'll try and jam one in the timetables, in the frame. Anyway, welcome to Ben Bevan. Welcome to the channel. Ben Bevan. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell when you do all that stuff. Oh, and hit the like for this. Hit the thumbs up for this one. Anyway, Callum, how's life, Mark? Any more stir fry? No, I haven't done any stir fries for a while. Ooh. Last one I did was the last video I did. That was hot dogs in a wok with some peas, some rice, and I threw in 3 eggs and then whisk it all around. You've got egg fried rice with peas and hot dog. That was really good. Yeah, just trying to experiment with different toppings or different fillings with, basically you got rice in a wok, and see what'll go in there. You change it with hot dogs, chicken. I've done the same with spam, corned beef, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, okay, all right, I'm gonna go because I need to eat and have a lay down. It's 10 in the evening here in England. Bloody hell, 2 hours, Christ, almost 3 hours. Look at that, 2 hours, 15 minutes. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching and listening and chipping in with your comments and in your points of view and all that stuff. Yeah, tell your buddies. See if we can get my subscriptions, my subs. See if we can, do anything about increasing those. That'd be good. If everybody tells one person, that be a big help. Okay, everybody. So that's Callum, Matt Riley. Good night to you, 4x4. Okay, I'll have to when I go on the rerun, I'll have to watch that 4x4. I'll have to click onto that if I can. Adam Palfrey, Andy Smith, and everybody else. Thank you very much, and good night to everybody.